Alright guys, today we're here in downtown Gatlinburg, getting ready to try out some of the best rated Mexican food in town. It's not the cheapest place in the world, but it might be the best.
Brace yourself.
It's the LOCO BURRO. LOCO BURRO Tex Mex Kitchen and Tequila Bar is located right in the heart of Gatlinburg on the Strip and is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. You can't miss the bright, lively facade on the second floor of the building with its twinkling lights and always welcoming and maybe a little mischievous donkey. But unless you've been here before, you may not realize that you step through the front door and ride the escalator up to the lobby in the main dining room. But don't worry, like Paula Deen's at the Pigeon Forge Island, they also have an elevator if you're unwilling or unable to take the escalator. Looking at their menu, LOCO BURRO offers many of the Tex-Mex dishes that you'd expect from a more Americanized Mexican restaurant, but kicked up a notch, both in quality and price. It should be noted that unlike most Tex-Mex restaurants, the chips and salsa here are not complimentary. But we feel like the $3.99 price tag is worth it for the quality you get and the fact that they're bottomless once you pay the troll toll. In addition to the basic chips and salsa, LOCO BURRO also offers a queso blanco and a 6-layer dip, as well as a scratch-made guacamole, taquitos, Mexican street corn, nachos, and an appetizer sampler. As you can see, LOCO BURRO also features various salads, a chicken tortilla soup, 8 varieties of quesadillas, and several burritos, including the El Toro, with mesquite smoked brisket, charro beans, and your choice of 5 sauces, and served with fresh Mex rice. LOCO BURRO also features a plethora of taco options, served on either corn or flour tortillas, and served up with fresh Mex rice and refried beans. No good Tex-Mex restaurant would be complete without serving world-class sizzling fajitas on a platter, and LOCO BURRO is no exception. They also offer several combination dinners, chimichangas, enchiladas, and specialties of the house. This time around, Grace and I ordered the Suprema combination platter, which includes 5 different enchiladas, a cheese, seasoned beef, shredded chicken, brisket, and pork carnitas, all smothered in different sauces and served with lettuce, guacamole, pico de gallo, cilantro sour cream, and jalapenos. And if you're looking to get a little loco, the Burro also serves all sorts of mixed drinks and cocktails, tons of different margaritas, beers, wines, and frozen drinks. Dinner time.
We ordered the Suprema. He kind of laughed when I said that we would be sharing it. He was like, yeah, that's enough. And I very much understand why that's enough, because you get 5 enchiladas and then rice and beans. Plenty of food. Like, we probably didn't need the chips and salsa, but chips and salsa are life.
This is another one of those nights when we're sharing food, so we figured the more things that we could get to show, the better off it would be.
Mm-hmm. This, I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one is which.
That looks like barbacoa to me.
Could be. I'm just going to eat it, and it's going to be yummy, and I'm okay with that. It's a really good enchilada. I love sour cream, though, so I'm always going to want a little bit of sauce on top of anything that I get, on top of just the regular enchilada sauce. I believe that this is cheese enchilada, which is one of my favorites growing up.
Is that a yes face or a pained face?
It's amazing.
Oh, I was saying.
I'm so happy.
Looked like you were in pain.
I was in pain with how much I enjoyed it.
Ah.
It takes me back to my days as a vegetarian when I would eat cheese and potato enchiladas at Mexican restaurants. They were delicious. This is the beef.
Just basic ground taco
basic
meat.
beef. So far, that one's my least favorite. Just kind of one note. Probably why they put the sour cream right on top of that guy. This one is the brisket. I can tell that right now. With guacamole on top. I love guacamole, so I'm okay with this combination. Never in a million years would I have thought to put brisket with guacamole. They're geniuses. It's amazing.
Next stop, Buc-ee's.
Whew. And then last but not least is the shredded chicken. It looks like it has a verde tomatillo sauce on top. It's good. My favorites are definitely the cheese and the brisket, and then chicken, barbacoa, and ground beef. All really good. Can't go wrong with any of them. I'm not really a big rice and beans fan, unless I'm eating fajitas, because I feel like there's already enough there, but just basic rice and beans. Nothing special, but this is the real moneymaker. Hey, like this video. You know you do. Make sure to subscribe if you don't already. Give us a little comment. We love the feedback. Brent reads them all. He responds to them all, but give it a like.
Yep.
All right, we're rolling, Shawty.
So I started off with the Yeehaw Tex Mex lager. Yeehaw apparently is a Nashville-based beer brand. The Mexican lager. It reminds me a lot of like a Dos Equis, the dark. It's a little hoppier than what I normally drink, but it's refreshing. It has a lime in it.
Gotta have that lime.
That's right. Okay, so we'll say that there's a lot of food here. This is, though, $29 or maybe $29.99 for this platter, so it's not the cheapest thing in the world, that's for sure. Because it may be delicious, but it's a lot. IMO. I'm going to just go straight, the exact same order that Grace just did it. Got the shredded beef first. Shredded beef is one of my least favorite things and textures, so it has a good smoky taste to it. The beef is tender, but it's just kind of stringy. I don't like stringy beef. I don't like pot roast. I don't like stew meat, stuff like that. Personally, just a texture thing. It's good for what it is. Not my favorite thing overall, though. We got the cheese enchilada with some pico on top. Now that's delicious. Grace is right. Sometimes when I get cheese-only enchiladas, like in a Mexican restaurant, that like the more authentic ones, they use some Mexican cheese in there that sometimes I don't like the taste of it quite as much because it gets a little too creamy, like cream cheesy cream, but this is delicious. Ground beef.
You feel like you're speed eating.
Yeah, like she said, the ground beef is good. It's just kind of just tastes like Taco Bell, honestly. I don't like sour cream, so that had sour cream on it. It wasn't my favorite thing. I now do like guacamole because of Grace, so I'm sure I'll like this next one.
Remember the days you didn't like guacamole?
Yep, those were the dark ages.
There's no saying you can't put the toppings on other enchiladas.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying it as it is here. So I could be wrong, but I'm a little more of the culinarian and the cook than Grace is. So I think that this is actually the pork carnitas instead of the brisket, and this guy on the end is the brisket. But either way, it's super tender. It's delicious. That's by far the best one of all of them so far. I didn't even taste the guacamole because all I could taste was the good flavor of the beef or the pork.
Whatever it is. We'll look at the menu and see how wrong we were.
Mm-hmm. Chicken's good also. It's just basic chicken. The verde sauce, though, is the best part of that, I think. If I had to rank them, the carnitas / brisket, whichever one it is, by far number one, 100%. I'd put cheese number 2. I would put chicken 3. I would put the beef 4, and then the ground beef.
So same.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same that you just did.
Those beans and rice to try.
Beans good, rice boring. Just is what it is. Overall, it's good. All of it's good. If you're sharing it for $30, great. If you're not that hungry. If you're getting it by yourself for $30, too expensive, IMO for one
And too much
person's meal.
food.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I've gotten at the local Mexican restaurant that we go to at home, every town in America has their own local Mexican spot. They have an enchilada supremas on the menu, which is 5 enchiladas. And I get that a lot of times. And when I'm feeling super hungry, I'll eat it. But that's $12.99 everywhere that you get it, locally. So $30 for this versus $12.99 at home, that's a big jump, So if you're conscious of money, if budget is a thing that you're worried about, LOCO BURRO is good, but it is expensive for Mexican food. Now we did look at the menu at Noe Jose, which is another place in town, a chain, and it's gotten really expensive also. But you're not going to get your arroz con pollo for $9.99 here, or your 2 tacos for $5.99. The 2 tacos are 14 something here, so just something to think about. All right, so here's a look at the receipt here at the LOCO BURRO. We got 1 Suprema enchiladas, that was $29.99. I got a large Yeehaw Tex Mex lager for $8, continuing our trend of $40+ $42.28 before tip.
All right, we just finished eating at LOCO BURRO.
LOCO BURRO.
Burro.
That means the crazy donkey.
In case you didn't know, it might get a little loud because it's Sunday night at Gatlinburg on the Strip.
Yeah.
That's part of the appeal. I will say, as long as I've been coming to Gatlinburg, LOCO BURRO is one of those restaurants that I think of quintessential Gatlinburg, because you're walking on the Strip and you see that iconic escalator and you go up there. My sister can never eat there because she won't go on escalators, so she would die.
People sitting on the balcony upstairs, overlooking.
Having a good time with their margaritas.
Yeah.
It's Tex Mex. It's good. It's on the expensive side. It's funny because we were talking about price of food earlier, and I was like, I remember coming here a few years ago together. We split fajitas, and it was like, oh, $25 for fajitas. They're still $25 for fajitas, though. They have not raised the prices in 4 years. Everybody else has caught up to them.
Yeah.
So now that we're used to paying $40 a meal in Gatlinburg, it's not a big deal. But I thought it was yummy. I liked all of the enchiladas. They were good. It was something different than we've had so far. We've been hitting a lot of Americana, so it was nice to have some Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Or really just Mexican. I think the enchiladas were much more Mexican than Tex-Mex.
It's definitely, I don't think if you ask actual, Mexican import people, they're probably going to be like, it's not exactly what we're eating at home. But,
It's corn tortillas at least, not flour.
Okay. So, yeah, it's good for what it is. It is expensive, but it's right here on the Strip.
It's $40. Everything we eat is $40.
That's true. I mean, I did get a beer tonight. We did split one meal together, and the chips and salsa. I got a beer. It was $40.
Yeah.
Not the cheapest place in the world. It's good. Like I said, we've seen videos of the Berg Steakhouse that's right across the street that you're going to spend like $80 a person to go in there.
$80.
Who would have ever thought?
Easy. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's right next door to the Johnny Rockets where nobody ever goes. It's we can stand outside here and film all day because we don't have to worry about blocking the door. Nobody's going in there.
Yeah. But if you like Mexican food, Americanized Mexican food, it's really good. Come check it out. It's fun. The atmosphere and there's really fun. You'll enjoy it. You'll have a good time. It's family friendly, but it's good times.
Yeah, good stuff. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's 2 Tex Mex places in town here in No Way Jose. No Way Jose used to be or less expensive. Now they've pretty much evened out in price, so pick whichever one you want. I'll say this place maybe feels like a little higher quality of food. It reminds me of a place called Don Pablo's that they used to have. I don't know
Back
if
in the
they
day.
have that everywhere or that was just more of a Midwest thing. But
Whereas No Way Jose's is like any Mexican restaurant you go to any small town in America, I think.
But it's more like a Chi-Chi's type restaurant. Like it's,
No Way Jose's?
Yeah.
No, it's like Casa Grande.
No, it's not.
All right, we're not going to agree on this.
Whatever.
We're still talking.
Check
See
you later.
ya.